In the upcoming week on Coronation Street, Carla faces a terrifying ordeal when Rob threatens her with a firearm while planning his getaway, and Bertie is rushed to the hospital following a mishap under Jenny's supervision. At the same time, Dee Dee experiences discomfort as she contemplates what lies ahead for her child. Rob takes Carla hostage. Rob orders Tracy to phone Carla and lure her to number 1, pretending it's about a potential business deal. Upon arriving, Carla is shocked to find herself confronting Rob, who is injured and wielding a gun. Lisa hears the news. Lisa discovers the hostage crisis at number 1 and fears for Carla's safety. As tensions rise, a gunshot rings out. At the hospital, loved ones anxiously await updates on the injured person. Who was hit, and will they pull through? Jenny receives an unexpected windfall. Jenny surprises Rita with a spa voucher and shares that Daisy's father secretly invested in her name years ago, resulting in an upcoming $60,000 windfall. Choosing to keep her fortune under wraps, Jenny stays quiet, while Daisy remains anxious about repaying Carla. Daniel proposes that Daisy move in with him and Bertie, but she feels it wouldn't be right to leave Jenny behind. Overcome with guilt, Jenny hands Daisy the voucher, pretending she bought it as a thoughtful gesture to lift her spirits. Jenny puts Bertie at risk. After uncovering Jenny's secret, Daisy questions when she'll come clean. Meanwhile, Jenny approaches Carla and offers £60,000 as a partial payment on her debt. However, Carla refuses, urging Jenny to use the money for a business loan to settle the full amount. Later, while looking after Bertie, Jenny gets sidetracked by a phone call from the bank and momentarily loses sight of him. Steve and Cassie make a horrifying discovery. Steve makes amends with Cassie for his recent actions, and the two rekindle their romance. Cassie playfully suggests a late-night dip in the hot tub, and they head outside. Their excitement turns to horror when they discover Bertie in the water and rush to pull him out. Meanwhile, Jenny panics as she desperately searches the street, only to see Steve and Cassie emerging with Bertie. At the hospital, Daisy furiously confronts Jenny, blaming her for the accident. When Daisy brings up Tom's tragic fate, Jenny is left shattered. Dee Dee considers her baby's future. Dee Dee admits to Sarah that she hardly got any sleep, plagued by doubts about whether she's made the best choice for her baby. Opening up about her concerns that the prospective adoptive parents don't seem like the right match, she listens as Sarah suggests that James and Danny might be a better option. Dee Dee begins to experience pain. Dee Dee hesitantly agrees to have lunch with James, but is suddenly struck by a sharp pain. When another contraction follows, James quickly steps in to assist. At the hospital, doctors reassure Dee Dee that she's only experiencing false labor and that the baby isn't ready to arrive yet. The ordeal leads James to open up about his past. He and his partner were once on the verge of adopting a little boy, but were devastated when it fell through. His story gives Dee Dee pause, making her reconsider his offer to adopt the baby. Julie stops taking her medication. Eileen shares with Todd that Julie wants to make the most of her remaining days, inspiring him to plan a night out at a cocktail bar. As everyone prepares, Julie pretends to take her medication but secretly stashes it away. While heading to the tram, she is suddenly racked with pain and barely escapes being hit by a falling piece of scaffolding. Todd is charmed by Theo. Site manager Theo apologizes for the scaffolding incident, but accuses Julie of exaggerating her pain, insisting it wasn't a close call. His embarrassment is immediate when George reveals that Julie has cancer. Wanting to make amends, Theo tells Todd he'd like to send Julie flowers as a gesture of apology. Sensing a spark between them, Todd flirts with Theo while leading him to the florist. Theo gives Todd mixed signals. When Todd mentions that Theo doesn't seem interested, Julie hatches a plan to bring them closer. She pretends that number 11 has a leaking roof and arranges for Theo to come over. Theo quickly sees through the ruse and bluntly tells Todd that he's not gay, urging both him and Julie to leave him alone. To Todd's surprise, Theo later offers to buy him a drink, and it becomes clear that there's a mutual attraction. Back at home, Todd is excited to receive a picture from a dating app profile and realizes it's Theo. Dylan is caught red-handed. After Brody's ongoing threats, Sean attempts to assist Dylan by secretly placing a burner phone inside Daniel's school bag. He then calls Dylan in the STC to update him on the plan. During class, as Daniel becomes distracted by a confrontation, Dylan seizes the moment to search through his bag. However, he's caught off guard when Daniel catches him in the act. Debbie clashes with Mick. Mick hands Debbie an invoice for his recent electrical work at the hotel, but Debbie firmly states she has no intention of paying the outstanding £150. When Debbie's purse goes missing, she immediately accuses Mick of stealing it, prompting Ronnie to confront him about the accusation. Debbie covers for Jack. Debbie gets a call from the school informing her that Jack has been suspended after a fight. Determined to resolve the situation, Debbie visits Mrs. Crawshaw and manages to convince her to lift the suspension. Later, Debbie tells Jack to keep the incident a secret from Kevin. Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.